Hello, What Nuts, Humpty Dump Nuts, and Anaheim Duck Nuts. It is Tuesday, May 7th in the United States of America, and this is What Chaos presented by Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Use promo code WhatChaos for a first deposit match up to $100. There was some serious confusion yesterday's show, so I will sincerely say, I am Sean DePaz. That is Pete Blackburn, and that is Brave Dave Bean. Hi, Pete.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Dave.
We have fucking scrambled Sean's brain
yeah.
right off the jump.
Well, the thing I think you don't fully understand is like when the show just starts, I have a lot of stuff I'm trying to figure out, and so I'm not entirely focused. Like I'm waiting to hear my name so I can salute and then check out for a few seconds.
Tell us your first world problems, Sean.
It's not first world problems. It's if it's my problem.
I'm Brave Dave Bean. I don't know what my name is.
Show tweet won't go out then. That's fine. You can distract me all you want.
Seems like Sean's a little on edge today because it's draft lottery day.
Good job, Pete. Yes, you're wearing your lovely French Connection shirt. I love it so much. Look at you.
Thank you.
Flex on him. What gives you the right?
The
How do you
French
feel?
Connection. I feel like we're going to end up with the 10th overall draft pick probably.
So they're going to move up?
Yeah.
We'll get one spot. We'll take one from the Devils, I believe, too. Just a little dig of the knife for Lindy. But yeah, nothing's going to happen for this.
It is draft lottery night. We're so excited. We're doing a stream tonight at 5:30 p.m. U.S. The actual cards are flipped upside down at 6:30 p.m. U.S., but we've got so much stuff we're going to do for the lottery. We're going to stream on youtube.com/@whatchaosshow. We'll show some a little later. Pete had a fucking awesome idea to get campaign pitches basically for the first overall pick. So we got all the teams that could get the first overall pick having representatives explain why they should get the first overall pick. I've watched a bunch of these. They're not very compelling. They don't make me feel, okay, let's give it. A lot of them are like, we suck so bad. I'm like, that's not really talking me into it.
But that's what the pitch for a first overall pick should be. That's how you get in the lottery. There are some decent pitches where you're like, oh shit, like I hadn't thought about that. And some of them go into the draft history and how teams have just barely missed on generational talents or how they've, fumbled the winning the lottery before, Ottawa Senators. So like some of these pitches are solid. So
they're informative.
Yeah.
And what I liked about this when you sent me the first couple, I was like, this is why this is a good idea, because you're only asking for a little bit of work out of these people. And it's very easy for them to knock it out of the park because it's basically like 30 seconds to a minute on why do you want your team to get the first overall pick. And if you're a fan of that team, you'll be able to say, well, this fucking happened to us. This happened to us. So like, I learned a lot from watching these. And I hope that you folks do too. Wait till you see who the salesman for the Buffalo Sabres is.
That's right.
We got a nice
It's a real get.
We got a surprise in store for you. They're all very good. Not as good, so join us at 5:30 p.m. U.S.
Also,
YouTube.com.
we're going to play some of these later in the episode.
Yep, we're going to sprinkle in a couple when we talk about the draft lottery odds and also who we want to win the draft lottery. I've changed my order up a bunch of times, but we've got a top 5 for each of us that we will reveal later in the show. And hopefully these teams can get a star player such as Macklin Celebrini and then make a run deep into the playoffs, further than anybody expected, maybe even stealing a road game 1 against the Florida Panthers, because that's where the Boston Bruins find themselves. A team of destiny? I think so.
Those motherfuckers are going to start making me believe.
I'll tell you what, don't let Deej get hot.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm so fucking hot right now.
If the Bruins go on a run, if the Bruins do this thing, I'm just going to give you all the credit in the world because you believed before anybody else did. Probably even before the Bruins did.
Bruins shouldn't have believed. You got you got the Stars. You fixed them.
Yep. That's true, man.
I would have rather fixed the Stars. It's more likely the Stars make a run than the Bruins make a run.
I feel like I deserve some credit for fixing Alexander Georgiev.
I
was on the Avs train. I also want to say...
It was confusing behavior, though.
It was. All of my behavior is confusing because I was going to say, like, I've said all season that the Bruins are going to make the Stanley Cup, but not because I actually believed in them.
Just because you believe in your own pain.
More or less. And it's just like everyone's doubting them. So this is going to be the year they do it. No actual belief. So I don't think I deserve any credit
What
for
are you
that,
going to fucking do when you get Macklin Celebrini tonight?
Probably go get a JJ Peterka jersey. Still my guy.
How about this? If the Sabres win the lottery, Pete and I buy you the autographed JJ Peterka jersey.
Okay, yeah,
I have no idea. This is a bad deal because I don't know what you do for us. Oh, how about this? If they don't get the first overall pick, you don't fucking cry at the beginning of the show tomorrow about how my job is so. You said my wrong name.
I can make that trade. You have. I have a 3% chance of getting that jersey and a 97% chance of not crying.
What if the Peterka jersey just like skyrockets in value because the future of the Sabres is so like the live line odds on the Peterka jersey just jump like crazy if they get Celebrini.
I mean, last check, it was cheaper than an authentic regular jersey. I think it was $240. How the fuck did we not pounce on that right away?
Because we were in the middle of Pro Shop Wars and going a million different places, and we had no money.
But the things on which we've spent $240 this year, absurd. That fucking bulletin board that we put behind Sean that just has a doghouse made of tape.
Birdhouse.
It's a birdhouse. Why did we do a birdhouse for you again?
Literally, someone just said birdhouse.
That was me.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. And so I was just like, okay, I'll start making.
It's because I went to Michael's earlier in the day and we were talking about should we put a doghouse on the bulletin board? And I said, no, let's do a birdhouse because I saw birdhouses at Michael's.
Amazing. I've never been to Michael's with you, but every time you go to Michael's, it seems like an Annie getting to Daddy Warbucks and being like, oh, they also have scissors. Have you been to Michael's?
It's more like walking down every aisle of Michael's, asking myself, like, do I need a birdhouse? Do I need like a million picture frames? Do I need all of these decorations?
This is
every time I'm in like a craft store, I'm like, I need a jean jacket because I want to put all these patches on it, like all the iron-on shit they got there. Like I'm ready to make some clothes.
Fun fact about me is one of my most played video games on the computer is House Flipper. And it's essentially just like HGTV, the video game, in which you like flip houses, you decorate houses, you furnish houses. And every time I log on to House Flipper, I'm just paralyzed by indecision because there are so many things that you can do. And I have no idea like where to go. So I just end up sitting on my computer for like 2 hours thinking about what I should do to a house, and then I just log off.
Well, Sean, you're talking about getting some patches. You share that in common with the Boston Bruins because Katie Nolan, I feel that soon they're going to be wearing Stanley Cup patches on their uniforms because they're going to be participating in the Stanley Cup final. Hi, Katie.
DJ, you're the king of the transition. I was looking for it. It's why when you're in the waiting room for this show, you have to pay close attention because at any second, the Michaels may pivot to you, and now you're on. So well done, DJ. Hi, good to see you guys.
It's the only time of the show that I'm quiet for like 60 seconds because I'm just waiting to pounce. I'm like, fucking plant something. Say patch. I fucking dare you.
What's your favorite aisles at Michael's?
Well, first, look, can we talk about the birdhouses? Because why are there so many? I haven't seen that many birdhouses out in the streets. Who are they selling all these birdhouses to? Why are there so many?
It's not a good seller. They're expecting.
Oh, maybe that's why they're the same bird houses that have been on the shelves the whole time. They never have to restock.
But then when you go up to pay for it, they're like, "Are you aware this birdhouse is expired? This is a birdhouse that is from 2003."
There was a bird murdered in this house. That's why it hasn't sold.
Oh, haunted birdhouse.
You don't want
Yes.
birdhouse.
You're required to
It's
tell
scary.
a prospective buyer if a bird has died in the birdhouse by
Do
law.
Do you guys want to see the saddest thing?
Yes.
Is it a dead bird? Oh.
Myrtle in a cone.
Oh, Myrtle the
Why, honey?
star.
Yeah, she's so cute, but my God, does she have conjunctivitis? And my God, is it disgusting.
I didn't know dogs could get conjunctivitis.
Me neither, but I Googled it and they can. And so we're going to the vet today, but we haven't gone yet. So she's in the cone of shame.
But they usually have, I mean, dogs are very prone to getting, I don't know what you lot call them, but sleepy men? You know,
You
Sleepies,
thought-
yeah.
yeah, I'm being British. Do you know what sleepy men are?
Yeah, the like goopies in your eyes.
Yeah. Do you call them
Yeah.
sleepy men?
Sleepies.
So sleepy.
Yeah, I call them
Is
sleepies.
this correct? Goopy men.
Goopy men. Sean, what do you call them?
I don't have a name for him.
Sean's a cat guy.
Sean's like,
I
I don't get them.
You've never talked about having something in your eye. You've never had to
Like eye crusties, I guess. Like
Crusties?
Crusties.
All right, that's
Yeah.
fair.
like get dry. That's disgusting, but it's your choice.
Hmm.
You gotta catch them while
Is
they're
that
wet,
James
so.
Myrtle? Do you know James Myrtle? Leafs
No.
writer.
Oh yeah. No,
So,
that's
it's
my
not.
dog. Myrtle. It's different.
Way cuter than James Myrtle.
Named after a car in Rocket League.
Katie, I see you adorned in Boston Bruins gear. I'd
Sure,
love
baby.
to know what your journey.
Oh, damn, that's
That's
hot.
a good jacket.
That's a
That's
great
good. What is it?
jacket.
Is that a QZ or is it a no? That's an FZ.
What are you saying?
Full zip.
Oh, it's full zip. It's a full zip. I was like, the brand? I have no idea. It's the full zip. Yeah, all the way up and down.
Very good. Now, is that some sort of reissue thing, or did you
No,
fucking
what?
get?
Screw you. I was at the parade. I
That's so
just- what I-
insulting.
What? Do you think I just bought this?
No. So Pete knows this. I don't like stuff that's reissue-y to make it look like it's from a time that it wasn't.
I mean, this does look like it's older than 2011, but it is from 2011. This is when
I
it's
think
from.
I think DJ was being a little sexist. He was
think so,
like,
too.
Probably.
he's
Yeah.
like,
love
yeah,
I'm not gonna let it
you a
go.
real fan?
I
Name 5
love
players.
Pete. I love Pete not dropping it when DJ does it because I bet DJ does that so rarely. But yes, DJ, fuck you. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that was sexist, but tell you what, Double Jeopardy, I'm going to be, at least one time, I'm going to be very sexist the rest of the way. So everybody keep your ears up. I tell you what, I couldn't do it if I tried.
I do believe when you say that. Don't drink water, Katie. You're on camera. I have to keep reminding myself I'm not just like talking to my friends.
No, you are. You can drink water. It's totally fine.
Tell me your range.
So try. What?
Tell me your range of emotions the last 4 days, because it has gone from the Bruins are the chokiest team ever to what now for you?
So listen, I remember how excited and cocky I was feeling after game 1 of the last series. So my body is not letting me experience. I feel like if you're going to see the full room, you should also see Myrtle. I'll just talk from over here. Oh, look at her.
Great
She's going
natural
through it.
light, by the way.
She thank you. She hates watching the Bruins. I'll tell you that. She's not a fan because when my emotions go, she keeps looking at me like, do we have to go? Are we in danger? And it's just like I can't explain to her that like, no, humans care about stuff that doesn't matter at all. But yeah, it's been a range of emotions. I feel good right now. I feel like we did less of the things that scare and frustrate me last night than we have been in like games like 5 and 6. Like we looked better. Did we look great? No. And do I think that we sort of a little bit benefited from the Panthers not looking great? Yes. But it's a win and it was by a lot of goals. Even though I would say the game didn't reflect that to me. I wish I felt as confident as I would after like what a 5-1 should feel like, but I don't. But I also feel completely unmoored. I'm a ship floating out at sea. I have no idea how to feel. I'm just trying not to get my heart broken because I don't know why. I feel like this year it would hurt more.
So you think they could hurt you this year? Because there's, at least for me, there's a house money element to this. And once they got out of that series...
Sorry, you were talking. You talked.
No, once they got out of that series against the Leafs, it's like, well, I guess Now, because hockey's so fucking stupid, they're going to win the cup or something dumb like that.
Okay, and I felt that way. But then, I don't know, now after we've played one game and I'm back on this show, which I feel like, was it not after game 1 that I did this show last series? I feel like my brain is immediately going, oh, well, this is the other side of getting your hopes up. Like, if you let yourself believe that this could maybe be something, then you're going to have to, again, deal with how much that hurts. So I'm like trying to talk myself back from caring so that it won't potentially hurt if anything happens. I want to stay in the headspace of house money. Who cares? Whatever happens here happens. I'm starting to care too much.
You ever watch the show Becker? Because you sound like the main character of that show, John Becker, Dr. John Becker. His disposition is like, I don't fucking care about anything. None of you are going to make me feel. I smoke a cigarette.
That's basically me.
My ideal life. I would love if I could live my life that way. If I could not care. Pete, have you noticed more people are smoking cigarettes again? It's making it really hard to keep not. I'm just going to say that.
Are you a cigarette gal?
Yes, dude.
Fuck
I
yeah.
like every single tweet you ever tweet about cigarettes. I don't know how it hasn't been incredibly obvious that I feel exactly the same. Dan and I talk about it every day.
I feel
don't
like we're
smoke, you guys. Don't smoke.
Don't smoke.
Don't,
but if you do, I will think so much higher of you.
I used to do jokes about cigarettes and how cigarettes were the best and everything. And I liked when Pete would do them. And then he got to a point where I was like, I think you're actually going to start smoking cigarettes. And if you do that, you're a fucking loser and I'm going to kick the shit out of you. You're not a loser if you smoke cigarettes out there, folks. But don't let the cigarette joke actually turn into you smoking cigarettes if you can help it.
DJ's so scared. DJ's
Be
so
safe.
scared. Pete, I'll say if you start smoking again, then that means it's okay for me to start smoking again. So don't start smoking again.
I like it's nice as like a little treat.
But some of us can't have it as a little treat. Some of us just recently quit the stupid little mints they give you to help you quit cigarettes. I haven't had a cigarette in years, but I was addicted to little tiny candies, and that sucked. And I just recently kicked them, so now I extra want a cigarette.
So you actually smoked cigarettes?
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that when goofballs like us joke about them, it's stolen valor?
Wait, why?
Because
you didn't smoke cigarettes?
Neither of us have smoked cigarettes before.
I don't like chain smoke cigarettes.
Oh, this is different. I wish I could erase this. I wish we could edit this all
I
out.
absolutely meant to fucking out you there. It's like, you know that he doesn't fucking smoke, right?
Damn, Pete, you're much less cool than I thought. Anyway,
I'm
let's
sorry.
wrap this
Yeah,
up.
I'm like a treat. I'm like a dessert cigarette kind of guy.
And those are that's
cool.
why I feel that like non-cigarette smokers like cigarettes, because like a cigarette as a treat is
yes.
Sean's nodding. Absolute fucking best.
I mean,
love
Sean witnessed me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you were in your bag.
That was like I was a little bit more than dessert. That was like I was at a dessert buffet.
Vegas, the whole thing is dessert in Vegas.
Well, let me ask you this: if you're a cigarette as a treat person, what do you do with when you first feel stressed after having experienced a cigarette? Like, because once I felt stress and I knew how a cigarette made me feel, that was when I was like, oh, well, this was a treat, but now I'm stressed out, so I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And then it became that. How do you
smoke
not
weed?
Do that? Okay, well, that's fine. Let's not talk about drugs. Let's watch this. We're on a streaming platform.
Do you two have like healthy relationships with food or something? What's wrong with you?
No, I mean, I have girl relationship. I don't think I have a girl relationship with food.
It's a terrible country, and the way that we treat women, Katie,
boy.
is no good for me. So not only was I not sexist,
this is an overcorrection.
I'm an ally.
This segment is called Flicking the Bean.
Finally, a white guy stands up for the white gals out there.
Yeah, finally.
But I feel like we're very much cut from the same cloth with the cigarettes, but also the Bruins, because I'm just waiting for the fucking bottom to fall out. But they've pulled me back in, and there's just so many things are happening over like the last 48 hours that I can't ignore. It's not just kicking the shit out of the Panthers. It's Brandon Carlo having a baby, taking a private jet and scoring the funniest goal that I've ever seen. It's just like slipping off of his stick.
PJ Carlo is very cool. Didn't see that coming.
PJ Carlo, Crew Carlo, badass name. Like Jeremy Swayman just turning all of Twitter horny by licking his jersey and biting it. And like, I don't know if you saw the video, Pat Maroon now is like Mr. Bruin. Did you see the handshake line video?
Oh, when he was
I'm
surfing everybody.
still not crazy about that.
What do you mean?
Okay. What do you mean?
I'll let Pat Maroon happen. I'm just not all the way there yet. I'm not like Pat Maroon is a.
I kind of see what you're saying.
No, I don't. I'm like full in on Pat. If you trade for Pat Maroon has to become Mr. Boston Bruin, or else the trade is a failure. The reason that Pat Maroon was brought here was to be the playoff guy. He didn't even play during the regular season. So Pat Maroon needs to have an impact during the playoffs, and chances are he's not going to have as much of an impact on the ice as you want. So if he's the locker room guy, if he's the guy in the handshake line who's making the boys feel good about themselves, that's my Pat Maroon.
Can I say I agree? And DJ, I think you do too, that you agree with him. You understand what he's saying. I think for me, don't make me cite a specific example, but I think in that last series, Maroon did a couple negative things on the ice that was, he has
like
not
play?
done enough. Yeah, like the way his play wasn't a plus, but it was like, it wasn't neutral. It was a little bit of a minus. And so I feel like I need at least 2 more games of him doing this, like Mr. Bruin being the guy that does that before it's going to, bring him back to like, okay, yeah, now it's cool. I just need a couple more games of him doing it. And then I think I'll be in on it.
He's just the guy and I can't think of an example of this where like a bunch of criminals are doing something and someone ends up in the crew that like there's a bad pass there and it's like, okay, but I still don't trust you. I don't think that Pat Maroon's going to like fuck the Bruins. I hope they don't give him enough power or playing time to do that. But I just still have a little bit of that where like mentally when I'm in the handshake line and I'm celebrating the game and everything, I'm like dapping up all my guys. And then I see Pat Maroon and I'm just like, and kind of move on.
I think he called the Panthers pussies last night.
He did. That's good behavior.
I
did
love
like
that.
It's
also factual.
It's cool behavior. Panthers are cats.
So
we're allies.
He's right.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Nice.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get sucked too far into believing in this team because I don't know how much of what we saw last night was sustainable. I don't know how much of it is attributed to the Panthers being on rest. I don't know.
Pete, you don't think Brajol is going to score every game? I do.
The goal scorers last night were fucking hilarious. You had Brandon Carlo, Mason Lohrei, Brezzo. Who else got on the board?
Jake DeBrusk, empty netter.
Yeah.
That's not. That could happen again. Oh, Morgan Geekie.
Yeah.
Like a hilarious collection of goal scorers. But that's also you could play either side of the coin there. You could say, well, like, yeah, maybe these guys aren't going to light it up, but like you got a game where you won because of guys that are off the board putting pucks in the back of the net.
Two things that I don't know if will happen again. Aaron Ekblad was so bad. He factored into everything that the Bruins did last night. And Sergei Bobrovsky, very good goaltender, Vezina finalist. He can always be got. He can be got.
Yeah, he can be got for sure. He's like the biggest Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde goaltender in the NHL.
And David Pastrnak was awesome last night, even if he didn't score. So things are trending, I would say. This was, to get back to what Katie said off the top, like this was the best game the Bruins have played in like a week and a half since game 4. No?
Did I say that? When
Yeah.
did I say that?
You said that that they hadn't played well in recent games, and this was a game where you thought they were putting more things together. I thought the Bruins looked like actually good last night. They hadn't looked good for 3 games.
Is Bobrovsky going to leave the upstairs just available to us for the entire series? Because that would be nice. I wouldn't hate that if he just always leaves that door unlocked.
It's bad behavior. He should not have been in reverse VH there. Not to get nerdy, but we talk about reverse VH on this podcast.
Can I just be transparent that I have no idea what that means, and I do not intend to learn?
I'll tell you what, they were hammering it on the ESPN broadcast. I was pleasantly surprised by that. It's when you go down against the post and your leg is on the ice, and then one is up. I'm sorry.
Do you think that he heard that part, or do you think he's just...
I'm sorry. That was sexist of me.
Mansplaining it to me anyway.
Yep. I sure did.
God, DJ, you're really sexist, and I'm starting to see it.
He's having a tough day.
It's a tough day.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to have to text you after I get off this and go, DJ, I was only kidding. You're okay. Don't stress out, so that I know that you don't spiral.
I'm going to fucking give a peek behind the curtain. Katie texts me the nicest fucking things in the world because Katie is such a nice person, and she's she's Johnny Joke Maker, but she is the nicest person in this stupid, horrible industry. So suck it, Katie.
That was good. You got me there. We weren't going to tell anybody that, but okay.
Burn.
No, I'm kind.
Chat says you guys are so confident. I don't think that's true.
I am. I don't Bruins in 5.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm not confident. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, and I wasn't expecting to be feeling good. I'm rarely ever expecting to be feeling good. So when I feel good, maybe it exudes confidence. It's not confidence.
It's you not knowing how to feel good.
Yes.
I have a question.
Ahead.
I figured I'd wait my turn this time. Can you use the smart hockey words to tell me what's up with McAvoy? Is he hurt? What's going on?
Turnovers, really bad. And what's good for the Bruins is that what the Bruins are experiencing with McAvoy is 100 times worse for the Panthers right now with Aaron Ekblad. But you'll take that Lindholm has been a little better. He wasn't great last night, but like if Lindholm is better, the Bruins are in good shape. But McAvoy needs to at least be kind of McAvoy, and for
not if you have Mason Lohrei, who is just the coolest motherfucker in the world.
The whole experience is weird.
It's way past his bedtime. That is a little boy.
That is a little
Katie,
boy.
when the Bruins drafted him, and I need to mention that someone in the chat said, DJ, do you want to call Katie a slur? Great callback. Amazing. They're now doing puns on my name. DJ being a sexist guy. Stop doing that, everybody.
I wish I could see the chat. Hi, chat.
The Bruins reached for Mason Lohrei. They didn't have a first-round pick the year that they drafted him, and he was like the 150th ranked North American skater by Central Scouting, and they took him in the second round. And everybody was like, who the fuck is that guy? And people looked up, they just Googled him, Mason Lohrei. Katie, he looked even 10 years younger than he looks right now. It looked like the weirdest pick. He is a baby, and he's from Louisiana.
They drafted
so fucking weird.
They drafted a redheaded infant from Louisiana in the second round.
Thing, I think I'm gonna love him. I think I'm gonna be a big Lohrei guy. So I'm pretty stoked about it.
So the conversation that we had around Lohrei yesterday was like DJ pointing out that he loves to do a bunch of shit without it leading to anything. And so in game 1, he did a bunch of shit and then didn't score. And DJ tweeted, was like, fucking Lohrei.
Like I know you're also horny for him, but like the Bruins should be winning right now, but he's fucking around.
And then 2 minutes later, he does some cool ass shit and goes top shelf and gives the Bruins a 2-1 lead. And I said yesterday on the show, I was like, he just needs to get the first one. I think that he just needs to break through, and he's going to be the coolest motherfucker in the world. So we are officially on Lohrei watch.
Let's go.
Is a G. I love that guy.
Someone said to me yesterday when I was so I'm not like complaining about him. I guess I'm doing the annoying thing where everyone loves him so much, and I'm like, it can be better. Let's wait for it to be good before we're so. I know it's a little hatery, and I did the same thing. Oddly enough, I remember I did the same thing with Torrey Krug, where I was like, he's gonna be good. Let's wait for him to be good. I did the same thing with Mac Jones, but I knew that Mac Jones wasn't going to be good. I knew that I was setting up those fucking dummies to continue looking dumb. But I explained my Mason Lohrei thing.
That position allows for you to go, I always knew, or it allows you to go, okay, we're in on him now. That's why it stinks. That's why it's annoying.
It's no good. I should be better than that. I don't know if I am better than that, though. It's one of the many questions we explore. But he looks like a kid sometimes, like in his bedroom, playing hockey, being like, oh, through the legs, and then just like throws it off the ceiling. And it would be nice if it ended up being a pass to somebody or a shot. And one of my friends said he's like hockey parkour.
Yeah, yes.
He's just like jumping around. He's like, ooh, boo, then like just like flips it onto the bench, and it didn't hurt, but.
He has superpowers, but he has yet to, like, he's not in all that trope where like they have to learn what they're able to do so that then they can do it properly. So it's gonna just give it a sec. It's coming. We're unlocking it.
He's Tobey Maguire falling off the roof of that New York City building as he's trying to figure out how to sling webs.
Exactly right. A poet, Pete. Thank you.
Thanks.
I just think it's so non-Bruins. And I know that over the years, like they dropped McAvoy in as a rookie. They called up Krug when he was a rookie-ish, even though they were benching Dougie Hamilton, who was like the 10th overall pick for that entire playoff run. It's not very Bruins to put a young defenseman out there and be like,
figure it out.
Fuck shit up, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that is just so, there's no structure to it.
That is very true. Like the Bruins are always the team that's like, we'll play you, but you got to act like an adult or else you're out of there.
Make mistakes within the system kind of thing. Mason Lowry's like, are you aware that I can go like this a bunch? I think I'll be doing that, coach.
I'm very excited about Mason Lowry. I'm very excited about this Bruins team because the further they go in the playoffs, the more we're going to see tweets from people being like, yeah, I definitely know who this person was. I've seen that so many times already. And last night was kind of the apex of it with like, yeah, who the fuck is Justin Brazeau? Who the hell is Mason Lowry? Is that a real player? And it's just people finding out that the Bruins just have guys. Big fan.
Yeah, I mean, there was the thing like maybe 2 months ago. There was just a screen grab of the Bruins lines. They didn't have any injuries.
Yeah.
And it was just, how the fuck is this team good? Totally fair.
Mm-hmm.
Last night we were doing some post-game stuff, and I brought up what we discussed yesterday, which is like of all the remaining playoff teams, the Bruins are roster-wise are the most what the fuck are these guys doing here team. So I guess it reflects on the leadership or whatever. And this is crazy to say because if Jeremy Swayman didn't make that save with 1 second left in the game where they almost scored an own goal, all these guys are gone and they're all villains and everything. But they got a little something, and hockey's just weird and stupid enough that this roster with Brazeau and Morgan Geekie and all these playing Mason Lowry and Parker Wotherspoon, Jesus fucking Christ, can make themselves a nice little run.
I will just say, isn't that your most favorite kind of team to root for? Isn't that the most, like, that's the team that you're like, oh, cool. The reason that won't catch on probably nationally is because of the name on the front of the jersey. But I think the like names on the back of it is like, that's sick. I love a team that you're like, who and they did what, and they're just your little folk heroes. It's the best to root for.
I don't know though. Like, I feel like the Bruins could win over a national audience if they keep doing this. Like, if they go on a roll and they just fuck shit up with a bunch of like nobodies, I feel like a national audience could be like, all right, this is stupid and weird, but I'm in.
Sean is, I wish that we had the camera on Sean as you were saying that.
No?
He wants to call you a slur so fucking bad.
Craziest take I've ever heard. I feel like people in Boston
love the underdogs, though,
No.
even if it is a.
I feel like
they
people
don't
forget
think
in
it's-
Boston how
they don't think
much
it's-
people outside of Boston fucking hate Boston. They don't want
Yeah, you
any
don't
good
get it.
things to happen to Boston sports teams.
Yeah,
But
I
if
live
it's
in New
like-
York. We forget. I live in New York. Like I know. You guys don't know.
No, we
I
don't.
like-
We're in a bubble. We're in a bubble.
But if they were to play like
No.
the Oilers,
No.
you don't think that
Everybody is going to be like, Connor McDavid, get a ring. I'm glad they're playing against a team that we fucking hate, so there's nothing to root against.
know.
It's just Connor McDavid.
I'm
Big
curious.
stupid national audience too will just be happy to see the Oilers be really good. There's no chance. I don't think it's us. I do think maybe you could make the argument that the Bruins are the most likely Boston team to be able to do that. But I don't think that I don't think so.
All right, yeah, Chad is saying
there
that
were
I'm,
like
Chad's
the-
saying I'm a fucking moron.
No,
so.
please. If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly
I
or a Bruin.
from my perspective, doesn't really matter where the team is. If I see a bunch of like kind of scrappy like mid-level players come together as a team,
The Isaiah Thomas Celtics, how fun!
yeah.
Just like a roster of assholes,
Yeah.
and they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals
Sure,
and got. murdered.
Like in 3 years, this season is going to feel like a fever dream no matter what. Like they're wearing one-off jerseys this year. So in 3 years, we could be like, oh, remember when they wore those fucking like weird centennial jerseys and they had Justin Brazeau scoring playoff goals? That was fucking weird, huh? Like this is going to feel like this. We're in the middle of a fever dream, and I hope people just can start embracing it.
You know what would be the coolest is when we're all, by the way, all of us, if they go deep, or just whatever, we should all go, including Sean, go to a Bruins playoff game. Sean,
I'll hate watch. Absolutely.
You'll hate watch?
I would totally root for the Panthers or the Rangers or Hurricanes, I guess.
But imagine
Wait, fan of Invisible Person.
The
What's
Buffalo Sabres, unfortunately.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's having a tough time. He could get the first overall pick, though.
You
today,
thought
so
you were
we're
the most
for him.
depressed person on this
I
podcast.
was getting ready to like zing him, and then I was like, oh, never mind.
I grew up a diehard Red Sox fan, so everything sucks right now.
Oh, well, Red Sox fans, a lot of them are yelling about how nobody's talking about how good we are. I'm like, well, 'cause
That is true. I have been doing that. One of the best pitching staffs in baseball. Just saying.
Sure, but does it feel long lasting? Does it feel sustainable in
Not at
any
all.
way?
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
these Bruins have like a little 2013 Red Sox to them. Where it's just,
minus the thing that happened before the 2013 Red Sox.
Yes.
Like that's
yes.
why people like those Red Sox teams.
well, I'm not saying that like you're right that people rooted for them for that reason, but I'm just saying that it was like after kind of a disastrous season, even though the Bruins were really good last year, but like they just threw a bunch of nobodies together and they ended up winning the World Series. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
What I
Pete,
was
I see the line you're drawing, but it doesn't. I don't think it would be drawn as clearly nationally, especially when the media that's covering it does ESPN have like games deep? Because them not being able to find the puck last night was a little frustrating.
You say games deep?
Like, do they have games? Who has the actual Stanley Cup?
ESPN does this year.
Oh God! Oh my God!
No, I'll tell you what. Last time you were on, we were filling you in on the job that PK Subban's doing. He's gotten a lot better. Ever since he talked about his penis, I don't know if he got a talking to or what.
Galvanized.
Ever since he talking about his penis galvanized him. He has been great. Like pointing stuff out, saying like, no, go back. All right, circle this. I'm like, what have you done with my penis talking guy? He's so good now. It's amazing.
I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that.
Another great DJ transition on penis talk. What did you think of the Tom Brady roast?
I liked it. I went into it wanting to be a hater about it, and I actually there were some comedians I don't like that I enjoyed them that night. So it was it perfect? No, I think whenever an athlete tries to do a joke that requires a little bit of skill in telling, it always is difficult. And then when they tell the jokes that don't need any skill at all, but are locker room stuff amplified to 1,000, that annoys me. But it was the roast overall itself was really enjoyable. I thought it was really funny.
How has falling in love with a comedian changed your relationship with comedy and watching comedy?
Can I be honest? It's made people think that I only like it because of like the way people treat me talking about comedy now frustrates me, if I can be honest. Because everyone's like, oh, because your husband. And I'm like, no, because I've been working in sports comedy for 10 years, but it's fine. Nobody wants to hear you do that. So I'll say it's just made it, it's fun. It's like breaking down tape, watching jokes with Dan. I like hearing his thoughts on it because I think he's the funniest man in the world. And I love him very much.
He's fucking, did I tell you last? No, I did tell you last time. I'm kidding. Last time I told you that he might not want to be friends with me, but just like I could tell that he'd make a good impression on me.
I don't know why you would think that. He's me, and he's the person that loves me more than anything, and I love him more than anything. So why would you not like him? That doesn't make sense to me. He would love you.
His thing about the comments on thirst traps and how the grossest, horniest one is the person who's just like, I hope you're having a great day. So fucking good. He's such a funny boy. Amazing. Does he like hockey? He doesn't, does he?
So he no, but that's good for us because he didn't have an allegiance. He is diehard Niners. He's diehard Nuggets. He's diehard, because I think he can hear me, Giants, San Francisco Giants. But he had no hockey team, and so we got him because my family cares about the Bruins first, and then at this point, I'd say probably Bruins, Red Sox, Pats, I don't know, and then the Celtics. So he is now a Bruins guy. Now, is he being loud enough for it? Not loud enough for my tastes. I would have liked a little bit more repping from him in a couple ways, but it's early. It's early in the fandom. And I will say last year was the first year he like really rooted, and that was a tough first year as a Bruins fan. So,
but
that's how you get into a team.
Yeah,
when
like
they
that
fuck
was
you right off the bat.
That was his indoctrination. Like he's an asshole if he cheers for the Bruins and they win the cup the first year that he's cheering for the Bruins. So I'm gonna go to bat for him. Like that was the best thing for him.
Good. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be the start of something beautiful. He has watched a bunch of the games when he's here, so he's putting in his time, he's putting in his hours, and hopefully we'll get him in some black and gold at some point. That's absolutely not going to happen, but it would be cool.
I'm going to. Let's make him a Brajol guy.
Yes.
Let's make him such a Bruins. Like people will see him and be like, "Oh, Dan, is that Dan Soder?" And he's wearing a 55. He's wearing a Johnny Boychuk shirt. That's what? Oh my goodness, that guy is the biggest Bruins fan. He specifically really likes the Boston Bruins. It turns out. I did see you were equally into the Sam J set at She is so fucking funny. I saw her recently and she tore the house down. She's incredible. Great Boston comic. I'm going to ask you, not because of anybody you know, do you, because of you strong woman, do you know Sam J?
No, I think I've met her twice. But I say no because I've met her in settings where if I were her, I wouldn't remember having met me. So I'm giving her the out. But yeah, we've met a couple times. She's so funny. You saw her, I assume, opening for Shane.
Yes.
Yeah, she's really funny. Her set was absolutely killer. And it was just fun to see. She relentless. Everything she said to Drew Bledsoe was like imagining having to say that to somebody's face. Like when she was like, I grew up hearing your name a lot around my house. People were like, this guy sucks. This guy's the worst. Telling him that if he kills himself, he'd still be the second most famous patriot to ever do that. Crazy.
Oh my God.
Crazy. She's a killer. So that was awesome to see.
That gets back to like the main takeaway of that roast was like, how the fuck, like leave it to the white dummies from the Patriots to do the thing in 2024 that is like, how is this couldn't be allowed anywhere the last even 10 years now. It was all gay jokes, murder jokes, all like every joke that you thought was kind of done. Rob Gronkowski was like doing some awful, very graphic stuff.
My least favorite point of the night, and that's no offense to Gronk. I like Gronk. I've met Gronk. We've chatted. Great, nice. It was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And I loved the way that Kevin Hart was like, sometimes when white boys go off on their jokes, you get a little, he was like, me and Randy were making eye contact during that, being like, are we safe? So yeah,
that is a specific thing to, that is a specific thing to white dudes. And you don't know my plight, Katie, as a straight white man who grew up not liking wrestling or dick jokes. I did not think there was a world for me out there. And then I met other weird sports people, and wouldn't you know it, there's an avenue, even though that whole avenue hates me as well. But seeing somebody be like, why are white dudes always talking about dicks? I was like, yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot of dicks. That long joke that I think Bill Belichick tried to tell him not to tell about, like how how long
his
a dick was
stretched like cross country. Yeah.
Belichick is so cute.
And then Ben Affleck is going to pretend to give a blowjob to a microphone and walk off on that? That's insane. That's nuts. What are you doing, Ben Affleck?
Affleck was so bad. And I love him.
I
didn't like the Jersey Girl slander. He's been in a lot of bad movies. Jersey Girl isn't one of them.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's cute. It's not great, but it's cute.
Ben Affleck was famously in Geely.
Yes,
that we sucked ass.
That was a good roast joke, Pete. That's good.
Thanks.
Ben Affleck, I just your movie Geely, and it was bad. Idiot.
Cooked.
Well, I think this was a productive Bruins conversation and a nice little hockey breakdown that we did. We discussed cigarettes and sexism and the way white boys are sometimes.
Be like-
So Sean got mad at Pete for saying that the hockey world and the sporting world is going to come around on that scrappy city of Boston.
Mhm.
This has been good.
It's been lovely. Can't wait to
Who's
talk to you in like
wait,
3 days where we hate the Bruins.
I was just gonna say before I go, who's the star of the Sabres? Who's their big guy?
Tage Thompson, literally.
I guess.
He's a big guy.
They have a lot of
Huh.
big guys. Tage Thompson, Owen
Rasmus
Power,
Dahlin.
Rasmus Dahlin.
Macklin Celebrini after tonight.
So the Sabres have a good team. They just have a bad coach. And then they fired their bad coach and then hired another bad coach who was previously their bad coach. So they're
endearing.
That's right. Yeah,
They're
no, that's-
stupid, endearing. Hey, no pressure. Can you ask Dan to come on as a Bruins guest one time?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if it was pressure, I would open the door and I'd do it right now, but I won't do that to him. But yeah, I'll tell him
behavior
to-
grade A-, asking a current guest to ask
minus.
another guest if they want to be a guest.
Oh, no. Networking is, and that's what sucks about running this shit. We don't have bosses. We don't have people to get stuff.
That's the worst. Booking your own show is the absolute worst.
You have to ask for favors, and it feels bad sometimes. Even like when I ask you, I feel, even though you're happy to do it and you're great when you come on, being like,
Thanks.
hey, there's never a time where it doesn't feel weird to be like, can you come on my podcast?
Yeah. I get that. But you know,
How
I'm
does
just
Dan
sitting
do it?
here. I think he has. I think his agent helps, but also he just asks. Mostly, it's just his friends. But yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of those.
Texts. I know, me neither. But I have you guys. So and Myrtle, hi, honey.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we love you. Thanks for coming on
We love-
again.
And we, Myrtle and I, love you. And go Bruins. And please, let's just stay happy for the next few days instead of
Yes.
sad.
Please, I would love that. And also, I hope Myrtle feels better.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll let you know what kind of goop we have to put into her eyes. Isn't that right, Gwyneth Paltrow? Isn't that right?
Please
Okay.
do.
Love it.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Katie.
Bye.
Bye. She's just the best. I would say that if I were to, if we need to give a Katie grade,
It's
I
always an
wouldn't
A.
give an A-. I wouldn't give an A. I would give a 10x. And that's what you can do when you use Prize Picks. You can 10x. Do you fucking even understand what I'm saying when I say that? You get 10 times what you put down. When you place your DFS, you can get 10 of that back, and it's by picking more or less in 4 categories. Pete and I were very outspoken and known in North America for doing this with hockey, but I do it with basketball. I do it with the NBA playoffs. Baseball, you can do it. It's just incredible. Prize Picks is the easiest and most fun way to DFS. There's strategy involved. Or you just want to shoot from the hip, you could do that. Sometimes Pete and I forget the game starts in 5 minutes. We got to do it really quick. No research. We shoot from the hip, and sometimes we 10x, sometimes we don't. But it's really fun, the discussion when you're trying to 10x with your friends of, what do you like? I like this. Ooh, you sound a little more confident in yours than in mine. And I think you're dumber than me, so let's go with mine. That kind of thing.
Hammer the more button on Pat Maroon hits throughout the playoffs.
Oh, has that been happening?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to bring this up when you were talking about Pat Maroon. I don't know if you've seen, like, I've come across, like, people thirsting over Pat Maroon on Twitter. Like, he's a little bit, there's, like, a Pat Maroon sex object, like, sex symbol, excuse me.
Forgive me if this is an insensitive question. Are they gay men?
No, it's white
Pat
women.
Maroon has, like, big bear energy to him.
Yeah, that's fair. But, I mean, maybe. I'm not, as much of an ally I am, I can't say I'm too deep into gay hockey Twitter. But I have seen plenty of women thirst over Pat Maroon.
I mean, he's not a bad-looking guy.
I could see he's definitely a certain women's type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fulfills a type, for sure.
If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. It's
$10 into $4,000?
$10 into $1,000.
That's not a 10x.
That's what this copy says. And as I was reading it, I was thinking,
I
don't know if that's true.
I don't know. Check the math on that. Can we get a numbers crunch?
Well, you can turn. Yeah, no, I mean that's certainly not how math works. So I don't know what to say there.
Try it. That's all.
see
I'll
what
say.
happens.
See what happens.
Put $10 down when you're DFSing It also offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this season. It's just really easy to deposit, withdraw. We call him Sean Deposit because of how much he doesn't have to deposit because he keeps winning.
Mm-hmm.
He 10Xs, even 100Xs, possibly.
Is that a new feature?
One line
if you 10X twice and you start with $10, then you got $1,000.
Oh, so maybe you turn $10 into $1,000 by repeatedly. Yeah, you flip it.
You just got to do it twice. You 10X once and got $100,
and you let it ride.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to prizepicks.com/whatchaos and use code whatchaos for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/whatchaos and use code whatchaos. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
And if you don't like cutting your penis, we got a company for you. It's Manscaped, the leading engineers in manscaping technology. We talk about the Lawnmower 5.0 all the damn time. That thing is a rocket ship for your penis. It is incredible. It's got LED lights. It's waterproof. It has wireless charging, and it cuts all your hair without cutting your penis. What more could you want from a personal grooming tool? We use Manscaped. DJ even got a manscaping face trimmer, beard trimmer.
That is what they call it.
Beard trimmer?
They call it the face trimmer.
The face trimmer.
Yes.
Have you used that thing yet?
Sean started to aid us in saying what it's called, and then the look on his face of, oh, they're doing their stupid thing. They don't want the real answer.
No, you beat me to it.
What's the real answer?
The face trimmer.
What's the beard trimmer called?
It sounds about right. I honestly don't. You said it with enough confidence that I was like, that's right.
Let me look this up.
Well, if you...
I'll tell you what. It's a very humble device. It's not all about being flashy and saying, this is what my name is. It's just there to work. And it's there to light.
So that's like their throwback jersey.
Beard hedger.
It's called the beard hedger.
Okay. Not
like Heath
not
Ledger.
To be confused with the beard edger.
Right.
Sex joke. If you don't like making a mess, Lawnmower 5.0 is for you. In addition to providing the right tools and solutions for comfortable and easy grooming, Manscaped is also committed to raising awareness and giving support for fighters, survivors, and families impacted by testicular cancer. That's why they will be donating $50,000 to the Testicular Cancer Society. Help save lives and balls by going over to manscaped.com/TCS and sharing their funny, educational check yourself videos. And while you're at it, grab 20% off and free shipping with code WhatChaos because, like a famous American philosopher once said, take care of your mentals, your balls, and your chickens.
While we're doing stuff all officially, there's some hockey to be played tonight. So let's do... Oh, no, we got some super chats as well. From Stacey Faye, such good energy. Katie is the best, A grade. And from Just Diney, I can't see, even though...
Just Diney.
Okay. Gotta ride Swayman till he loses. I do agree with that. They're at the point where they'd be overthinking it if they did anything else goaltending-wise. But yes, Katie is truly the best. She's very funny with us, but also is just the nicest person in the world. And I champion no one in this business other than Pete and, to a degree, Sean.
Wow.
Wow. I've just known you for... I
honestly did not take that any kind of
I know and love you, but it would be some... like psycho lover behavior,
some pandering.
If you were like already my favorite person in this industry,
oh, yeah, that's fair. I said, I didn't take it.
Buy him a drink first.
Who's your least favorite person in this industry?
I don't know if I don't like anybody anymore. I think that when I was younger and really trying to rise to the top, I think I did like the Nick Wright. That person is my competition, so they're my enemy. I'm going to take them down thing. But even like I like Nick Wright now. I like everybody. Is there anybody that in the media that like...
I almost sent an angry DM to somebody in the media last night.
Skip Bayless bothers me a lot. I'm going to be honest. Some of the stuff, the way he handled Dak Prescott situation really upset me a few years ago.
Yeah, that's fair. Skip, for the most part, though, has just become like a caricature. It's hard. You can't even get mad at him because he's just he's playing a role.
By and large, but once
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but there's certain things that I think there are lines, and he passes them sometimes.
I just peeked over at the chat, and one thing I saw was Chad is on bonk watch. Then another thing I saw was, I'm a lesbian and Leon Draisaitl is hot. So the chat, I love when we leave you to your own devices. And,
I was gonna say, you were saying the super chat said they need to ride Jeremy Swayman. I was like, the Bruins are one of many people that want to ride Jeremy Swayman right now.
He's a.
The entire internet is so horny for Jeremy Swayman.
I'll say this on Jeremy Swayman.
He knows what he's doing.
I love Jeremy Swayman. Love him. I consider him a close personal friend. Some of and I'm not even talking about the Shukri Wrights video that Shukri acknowledged was maybe not his greatest video, where he said he's doing what Tuukka's never done before. Shukri has admitted, my bad, not true. We are getting a lot of stuff from like Bruins fans that's like, we've never seen this before. And Jeremy Swayman is playing out of his mind. He's the best goaltender in the playoffs right now, which is awesome. If you're a Bruins fan, you've seen this 100 times in the last like 14 years.
I haven't seen anybody say like, we've never seen this before. I think it's people being like, last time we had a goalie this fucking hot. You know what happened?
They lost in the cup final.
Yeah.
Tuukka has done this twice. So like, let's be fair.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just like relative to the team that's in front of the goaltender, where it's like Jeremy Swayman is carrying the Bruins beyond probably where they deserve to be carried.
Yeah, that's fair. Whereas Tuukka was the best player on a team that, if it played really well,
could win the cup.
Could actually win. That's fair. I'm just like, did you guys just fucking find out about the Bruins? They have, oddly enough, because when I was a kid, they never had good goaltending. The Bruins just fucking always have good goaltending. Literally, in this conversation, we didn't even mention, like, they have the Vezina winner from last year. Yeah. Still on the roster, and he was good the one game that he played. Let's do a Slate Grade presented by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHAOS for $20 off your first purchase. There are 2 games this evening at 8 p.m. U.S. You got the Hurricanes at Rangers. Game 2, Rangers lead 1-0. 9:30 p.m. U.S. Avalanche at Stars. Game 1, Colorado won that season series 3-1. I know that you boys don't like the regular season talk, but something's got to portend for this Avalanche Stars series, because this is some adult hockey that's being played. All due respect to Hurricanes Rangers, we can only spend a second on these games right now, and I want to spend it on Avalanche and Stars. This series should be awesome. I hope.
Yeah, I think, you don't want to talk about Hurricanes Rangers? I will. I think that series is going to be awesome too.
I do too.
I'm looking forward to both these games tonight. Honestly, there isn't a series out there right now that doesn't interest me. The Oilers Canucks, we talked about yesterday. I think it could be a little bit of a bloodbath in Edmonton's favor, but I'm still going to be very interested in tuning in. Both these games tonight, A+, A Slate Grade for me.
The chat is being. I don't even know what the fuck the chat is talking about anymore. But they're so horny.
There's so much going on.
Please destroy my hymen. Good Lord.
This is crazy world.
What is happening?
Even if the love of your life is calling something you said crazy, you are out of pocket.
Jesus Christ.
Well, love of your life, you might like this next conversation. The NHL Draft Lottery is tonight. And the Canadiens,
wait, you didn't give a grade, did you?
What's that?
Did you give an actual grade?
I gave it.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah. I'm giving it an...
Don't you fucking dare.
I'm doing it. I'm giving it an A-.
Listen, I think you have to readjust by playoff standards, and by like second round of the playoff standards, Rangers Hurricanes does not interest me. It is it is by far the least interesting of the 4 series.
No, that's not true.
Which is less interesting than that series of the other 3?
I think
it could
Bruins,
be Oilers
Panthers.
Canucks could be less interesting.
I think Bruins Panthers is probably least interesting.
Not anymore. Not after that. Not after game 1.
Bruins at 5.
That's the thing. Like I don't know. You got an interesting game 1 from Carolina, New York.
Like, I guess
it's going to be an interesting series.
Interesting. Like they just the Hurricanes do. The Rangers just don't interest me at all.
Whoa.
They're just like boring to me. Like I don't know. I saw someone call Artemi Panarin like Michael Jordan the other day or something like that, and I got really upset, and now I think I might just hate them. I don't know. They just don't. That team just doesn't.
I mean, there's
I mean,
no like.
if there wasn't somebody in the chat, because they probably would have said like, "Our take me Panarin,"
Yeah.
because they're so horny right now.
Yes,
I mean, I feel like all the series are good and interesting.
they are. I mean, that's why I said like when you got to readjust for playoffs, like.
But you just had to, but like you got to readjust the
don't-
slate grade too. Last night there was one game and it was Bruins Panthers. Now
Yeah.
you got 2 awesome games. It's got to be an A.
No, I
And-
don't think I gave yesterday a grade. Did I?
I think we did the same thing. I think I corrected. I caught you. I feel like I was like, you didn't give it a
B
grade.
plus.
And I think did I give it an A?
Think so?
I think I gave it an A.
think
There
so.
was a lot of intrigue around that, man, and there's a lot of intrigue around this, but around I will say the Western Conference game, the Central game. But when you know that tomorrow, literally the next day, and there can be A's in consecutive days, but tell me what you think deserves a higher grade: a Rangers, Hurricanes, Stars, Avalanche, or Bruins, Panthers. Not only is it the fucking rematch, but coming off of game 1 where the Bruins fucking smoked a heavily favored Panthers team, and then Oilers, Canucks, with all the shit that's been going on already online between those two fan bases, that is a fucking A.
And I mean, not to get too far ahead in slate grade grades. This weekend, horrible behavior from the
Not
NHL.
good. Yeah.
There's 4 games this weekend, and we don't have a single day game. I think we have a 10 or 10:30 game on Saturday.
I'm fine with it because Saturday's Porch Fest. So
Porch Fest.
yeah,
You doing a Porch Fest?
never done one before.
Yo, you care about that?
I don't know. Not my best friend. One of my good friends who lives here is like,
Damn, somebody just got an
I'm sorry.
absolute
What are you saying?
shot.
Fuck me
You did
for?
not need to correct
well,
there.
I know it was just
Damn.
I was being dramatic, and I don't want to hyperbolize it. He's a good
the thing
friend
is,
of mine.
nobody knows this person,
know,
and now I know whoever you're
it
hanging
was-
out with on Saturday
It was
is
a
not
gut
a good
reaction.
friend.
It was a gut reaction. Graham, I love you. I haven't. It was like a friend that I reconnected with since I moved here. So it feels disingenuous to call him my best friend. We are very good friends, but he lives in Somerville, and he was like, "Hey, I'm having a brunch before Porch Fest. Come along." I'm like, "All right."
I'm playing a Porch Fest next Saturday.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still have no plan. That sounded like you're like, I don't fucking care.
Well, no, I thought I was just there's like multiple Porch Fests.
Yeah, they'll do.
Oh, yeah, like
different
almost every
towns,
town.
different towns,
Oh,
different
okay.
days.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought.
But by
it
and
was
large,
like
folks who
Somerville.
don't know what Porch Fest is, people sit on their porch playing music, and you just walk around with open containers and listen to it all. Whenever I explain it, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. That sounds horrible,
No, it sounds all right.
but it's a good time.
I'll
Yeah.
have a couple.
It's like a block party with
Yeah.
live music on
It
porches.
feels very collegey, and I got the end of my college robbed from me. So,
that's true, yeah.
Chasing old glory. I'll have like 5 singles on me. So if you find me, shout out Henry.
Nice.
Henry's like, I get $1 if I find Sean at Porch Fest.
Hell yeah.
I'll give you $1 if you find me.
Yeah, this weekend. I mean, you're right in the sense of like if the weather's nice, it'll be good to have some freedom to
Yeah,
to
I
go
mean, I
outside.
was being selfish. It is pretty bad behavior from the NHL.
Bad behavior from the NHL to have a 7:00 and 10:00 game.
There's nothing
on,
happening during the day Saturday, is there? Like,
No, I don't think so. And
can't
then
think of what that would be.
Sunday, which I believe is Mother's Day,
Mm.
they are doing like there's like a 6:30 game. So like the earliest game this weekend is 6:30, which is really surprising to me.
Pete, do you want to do? Speaking of porches, do you want to do read for Sean if I send it to you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sean, we have one late breaking read. Pete, do you want to do the?
Did you send it to me?
Yeah. Do you want to do the bold?
Where did you send it?
No, I sent it to myself.
I'm very confused.
Bad
with what's
behavior.
happening right now.
People in the chat, some people in the chat might know what we're about to do. All right, you got it?
Eastern Standard Time is overrated. I agree. It sucks.
Where did you send it?
To your email address.
Sports on the West Coast are the best. Like having things start.
I think
in the day.
Central Time.
I agree. I just was like, used to have such a good sleep schedule where I'd go to sleep at like 10, 11, and I just can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
on
send
full
it
slates.
small enough font.
Yeah, I
Good
don't know why
Lord.
it's that small, but
Matinee
whatever.
games
You want me to do
don't
the
suck. I love matinee
bold
Bold?
part?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, Sean, we have one more read we got to
Okay.
sneak in. Today's episode is brought to you by Porches. Spring is here, and what better time to install a new porch from Porches? With made-to-order designs to fit any budget, Porches will help you design your dream porch.
And here's something I bet you didn't know. A porch with a fire pit not only makes your house the best on the block, it greatly adds to the overall value of your home. In just one day, Porches can install a brand new fire pit for your porch.
Not interested in a fire pit? Porches can make you chairs, nice ones too, that will go great on your porch. From handcrafted, low-sitting wooden chairs to those plastic white ones you get at Home Depot, Porches has a chair for every occasion.
Don't need a chair? You're a funeral. Porches has a pretty decent wind chime selection too. And if you're giving one as a gift, Porches wind chimes ship with a ton of paper wrapped around the tubes and clapper so it won't make any noise before you open it.
No porch is complete without a couple of short glass tables where you can put plants. In addition to 3 standard sizes in stock, Porches can custom make you a set of those short glass tables where you can put plants in colors ranging from white metal with a glass top to brown metal with a glass top and green metal with a glass top.
Thinking of freshening up your existing porch? Porches has that plastic stuff that looks like wood but doesn't soak up water or splinter. Porches technicians will lay it down and drill it in just like they would with wood, but it will serve as a more versatile and practical base for your porch.
Skimped on the fire pit and fake wood? It's screen season. Limit the damage done by Mother Nature and stay a little warmer on your porch with a screen custom cut by Porches. You'll still be able to sit on your porch and enjoy the spring nights with those tiny little wires blocking some of the cold air from getting all the way inside your porch.
With Porches, you can always show your true colors. Porches has flagpoles and flagpole holders, so you'll always feel at home on your porch.
A bathroom on a porch? It's been done before. Porches will visit your home, size up your porch, and see if maybe there's room for a toilet on that bad boy. You'll never have to run back into the house in the middle of a porch session again.
Especially if you also have a mini fridge that blends into the rest of the porch. Porches will custom install a mini fridge made from 100% plastic stuff that looks like wood so that you can always keep your favorite porch beverages cold.
Winter has come and gone, which means Porches is having its inflatable Minions lawn decoration blowout sale. If you're looking to buy hundreds of inflatable characters from the movies Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, Minions, Despicable Me 3, and the upcoming Minions: The Rise of Gru,
I think this is a little out of date.
has maybe old copy. Porches has tons of backstock and everything must go.
Get a Porches Chain for Life membership and you'll get unlimited chains for holding up those swinging benches that are on porches. The Chain for Life Club also includes unlimited hooks with screws on the other side that will drill cleanly into both wood and the plastic stuff that looks like wood.
Why do so many people take good care of things like their house and lawn while totally overlooking their porches? If you need a cool sign to put on your porch, Porches has a sign for every mood. Hang a sign on your porch that says, "Home is where the porch is," or take your porch on the road with a "My other car is a porch" bumper sticker.
Planning an outdoor movie night? Porches offers pretty good projectors and screens that will let you watch your favorite movie or game right from your porch.
You'll be a modern Jesus because your neighbors will call you Portugal the Man. Trick out your porch with Porches. Use promo code WhatChaos for unlimited tips on how to upgrade your porch today. That's
Porches.
Thank you to Porches.
Got that Porches bag.
What the fuck was that?
It's an ad read.
All right. I don't know what just happened.
We read.
We're paying the bills, Sean.
All right, yeah.
Where do you think you get
Can't
your
just
salary?
grab ass. Can't just grab ass the whole time. That was a bit that we used to do on brunch. Every now and then we would do an ad read from a make-believe company called Porches. That was
so it was like a Porches thing.
Did you miss the part about the porches?
No, I thought it was like an ad. I thought it was like a Mad Lib where you were just like entering porches into. I didn't know it was like already a Porches.
I mean, all those things were very specifically about porches.
But yeah, that's why I was confused. I didn't realize you had like a Porches bit locked and loaded like that. That's what I was.
Oh yeah.
Chat says Kevin Porchinski.
Nice.
Chat says great Portugal the Man song reference. I don't even get is Modern Jesus. I made that thing so
you
long
wrote
ago.
the ad read.
I remember saying, "Ooh wee, I'm a rebel for the kickstand. You'll be Portugal the Man when you get this." Portugal the Man.
Portugal, a song by Walk the Moon.
You're have we discussed this? You're a Moonhead right now.
Not on the show. Yeah, got a lot. I got into Walk the Moon a lot recently. They have songs other than Shut Up and Dance that are kind of good.
We saw Walk the Moon, right? We went to the Taylor Swift show at Gillette Stadium where there was a surprise.
Oh no, that wasn't Walk the Moon. That was the Classic. Who sings Classic? Out of my mind, you're out of my head. It's like NKO or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And people looked at us funny for swearing because we were videoing it. We were like, "Who's she gonna bring out?" I thought it was gonna be Sarah Bareilles or something because Sarah Bareilles was in town and she brought out those fucking jamokes.
She had like A-list fucking guest stars for the entire tour, and then we got those fucking bozos. It was so disappointing.
Really upsetting. The NHL Draft Lottery is tonight, and we will be streaming at 5:30 p.m. U.S. 16 teams are in the lottery. They can all move up as far as 10 spots, so 11 teams can get the first pick and Hobie Baker winner Macklin Celebrini. The Sharks, the Blackhawks, the Ducks, the Blue Jackets, the Canadiens, the Jazz, the Senators, the Kraken, the Flames, the Devils, and Sabres are the teams in play for the first overall pick. There are the odds courtesy of Tankathon. A little screen grab there. You could see how they can move up. Pete, do we want to just show some of the sales pitches that we have?
So we did a little like campaign ads for these for every team that's in the draft lottery with a shot to get the number one pick. Wanted them to make their case as to why they should get the top overall pick. So we'll show two of them here. We'll start with the worst odds, which are Sean's Buffalo Sabres, and then we'll do the best odds with the San Jose Sharks. So we'll bookend the draft lottery, and for the rest of the pitches, you can tune into our draft lottery stream later today. So here's the Sabres.
Why do the Buffalo Sabres deserve the first overall draft pick? Well, I don't know if you know this, but they haven't been to the playoffs in 13 fucking seasons. But don't worry, in order to move them into a new age, they hired 64-year-old Lindy Ruff for the second time. All right, but jokes aside, Lindy Ruff is known for developing young talent, and a guy like Macklin Celebrini could probably use that. Is he going to be a Connor McDavid? No, probably not, but he could be a, Jack Eichel level talent, and I think it's about time we see what the Buffalo Sabres can do with a prospect of that caliber.
Brava. Good job, Sean.
Yeah,
I don't think you're getting it, but
a tremendous job. Thank you very much.
I don't think we're getting that other. I got another super chat. By the way. I believe Katie was the one that gave me the super chat the other day. $1.99 for Sean for fixing Georgiev. Go Avs.
Hell yeah!
There you go.
We're Georgiev show.
Huge.
So,
I've never said anything bad about him.
That was a great video from Sean and Pete. Excellent. Now give us the Sharks.
Why do the Sharks deserve the first overall pick? Patrick Marleau, Joe Thornton, Ryan Clote, Joe Pavelski, Timo Meier, Tomas Hertl, and hell, even the all-star Danny Heatley. They're all gone. And to simply put it, the Sharks aren't fun anymore. Our D-Corps could probably all play in the AHL. No one knows if our captain is ever gonna play again.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
On top of that, the best moment for the Sharks the last 3 years was a game titled the Oil Shark Bowl, in which the Sharks famously embarrassed the Oilers to the point they had to fire their head coach, leading to a spark. But listen, our one top 6 forward on the roster looks to be one of the more dynamic young prospects in the game in William Eklund. Our 4th overall pick last year dominated collegiate hockey and famously shot his shot with Tate McRae. Screams confidence. But more importantly, make the Sharks fun again.
Oh, Maron, sleeves. Great.
Sleeves, light pandering there with the Oil Shark Bowl, Tate McRae, and the Spark.
Spark, famously, Oil Shark Bowl, please.
But a great politician and a great campaign ad.
Like that's what you were going with. Like that's what you're looking for.
Fucking panders. Like incredible job by Sleeves. Wonderful bid. I'm kind of rooting for the Sharks to get it, if only because, as he points out in that ad, like the Sharks saved the Oilers season.
Did they?
Yeah. They got Jay Woodcroft fired.
That is yes. I'll give them that. I'm just I'm not thrilled with the Sharks right now. I wanted the Sharks all season. I was campaigning for Celebrini to the Sharks, get a nice little BU reunion with Greer and Quinn and Celebrini, and then Will Smith. We would just kind of fudge the numbers, change the birth certificate, make it like he went to BU, and it would be Boston West. They fired David Quinn. I don't love the vibes around the Sharks right now. I like the Hurdle trade. I was famously always not on board, but less off board with the Hurdle trade than a lot of people were. I could kind of wrap my head around it, but I am officially no longer rooting for Macklin Celebrini to the Sharks. They are no longer my number one.
You like having friends too much.
You
like having friends too much. You let your personal relationships get in the way of good business.
Yeah.
David Quinn, not a good coach.
If somebody came around right now and was like, Deej, this thing that you and DePaz have, the thing where you call him the wrong name, we got to get that. I would say, sorry, my personal relationship with Pete Blackburn tethers me to this. That's a win. I don't see somebody coming along and being like, we need Pete, we need DJ and Sean.
No,
but a personal relationship is actually that then Pete loses there because then he's kind of stuck with me. Bad hypothetical. Sean, you want the Sabres to get the first overall pick?
Of course.
Okay. We have our top five preferences for who gets the first overall pick. Mine, I go Senators. Number one, Macklin Celebrini. Sharks, by the way, off my list completely. Sabres 2, 3, Canadiens. I go back and forth on that one. I just want the Canadiens to be good. For a similar reason, I want Celebrini to the Flames. I want the Flames to at least be kind of relevant. And 5, I suppose, okay, the Blackhawks. Pete?
Number 1, the Sharks. The Sharks have nothing right now. I mean, like Eklund, yeah. Will Smith, sure. Will Smith going back to school. Like, I want a future for the Sharks, and I want them to be exciting. Number 1, Sharks. Number 2, Canadians. I agree. I just want them to be relevant. Like, even as a Bruins fan, I need the Canadian. The NHL is in a better place when the Canadians are relevant, and the Bruins-Canadians rivalry needs to come back, especially because the Leafs are about to die and be irrelevant. So, number 3, Buffalo Sabres, just because of I care about Sean's happiness. I care about my people in Buffalo, and the Buffalo Sabres deserve to make the playoffs at some point soon. So put Macklin Celebrini in Buffalo. Number 4, since I also care about my friends, the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Columbus Blue Jackets, great organization, great fan base. They deserve some fucking happiness. They haven't had it.
Agreed. I was surprised by that omission on your list, DJ.
Here's why. And I'll be very happy. I'll be very happy if a lot of teams not on this list get Macklin Celebrini, by the way. The reason why I couldn't put the Blue Jackets in my top 5 is it creates brand confusion. Right now, are you the cool Russian team? Are you the University of Michigan team?
Fair.
Or a third thing, are you them Italian boys? And I think it would just muddy the waters too much. And this is not anti-Italian discrimination, but there would be a strong case to be made for 3 different things for the Blue Jackets if they got another young Italian star.
But here's the thing. The Blue Jackets could have the identity of a good hockey team, and that would trump everything.
Well, it could just be a college hockey team.
Ooh. Well,
NCAA
they got too
guys.
many Russian guys.
Right. So college and Russian, that's okay.
It's the Miracle on Ice team. You got U.S. college kids.
Famously, there were a lot of
Professional
Russians on that team, on that Miracle on Ice team.
No, it's the Miracle on Ice team.
It's like a civil war.
It's American college kids and Russian professionals.
Yeah,
that's the civil.
It's like if they made a super team.
Yeah,
nice.
All right, who did you have fifth?
Yeah, bring that list back up. Blue Jackets are my 4th, and the Ottawa Senators are my 5th because just the Senators fucking need something.
Yeah, man. I would like the Senators to be exciting and relevant. And look, you know that we're never turning down Andlauer presser.
Like Andlauer getting back into the spotlight with the number 1 pick, doing like all his press conferences jointly with Macklin Celebrini. That'd be awesome. But I also do have to say, not a huge fan of the hire for the Ottawa Senators.
Horrible behavior. Travis Green,
Not a big fan of the Travis Green hire.
And he seems like a fine guy, whatever, but 6 seasons or parts of 6 seasons, because he had like 20 games or whatever with the Devils, but 5 seasons with the Canucks, made the playoffs once, which, yeah, they're the Canucks, whatever. But has he struck anybody as a particularly good coach? If the Bruins make a run, they'll look even stupider for not hiring Chris Kelly. Like, he was right there. Hire Chris Kelly. What are you doing? I don't like the hire.
Not to tip our hands too much, but the Senators might have like the most thoroughly depressing campaign video.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So it just points out how poor of a state the franchise is in and how bad their previous lottery luck is. So,
Sean, I do really like the idea of the Sabres getting Celebrini, because that is your Casey Middlestat replacement. Yeah. And then basically you got Bo Byram for free. Yeah. And now here you go.
That'd be hard.
I lost a little respect for you by your list not being Sabres 1 through 5.
I trust me, that
That's
crossed my mind.
That Pete would do.
It crossed my mind. I was trying to be a little serious about it, but it did cross my mind to do Sabres 1 through 5. The thing is I really want this. Like, if it's not the Sabres, I would really like the Senators to do it, because so there's multiple times. Like, for me, peak hockey was when the Sabres and Senators were 2 of the best teams in the NHL. Like, that was fun to me. The Sabres are obviously close to being good. They're not going to be 08, 07 Sabres, and the Senators are getting there. I just want both those teams to be good. I love the Blue Jackets. They're probably like my hockey team number 2 now that the Coyotes don't exist anymore. I'm very happy that none of you put Utah on your list. Thank you.
Wouldn't do it to you.
I appreciate that. 4 Blackhawks, just because. Why not? Like, let's just be gross and just keep giving them good players. It'd be fun. I want Connor Bedard to have like 80 Stanley Cup championships at some point. And then the Sharks, they dropped pretty deep for me, but I gotta put on for Mike Greer, both as a black hockey man and as a former Buffalo Sabre. And apologies to the love of your life. I can't have the Habs on here.
So, Sean, if the Sharks get the first overall pick, they don't get like the 11th overall pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's no Tej Ginla.
So you don't get Tej.
Yeah. But to be honest, like, Tej would be cool there, but I would rather him just go to the Flames.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's not a bad spin.
Yeah, I'd rather him just go to the Flames.
Do you think, like, if you're the Flames, do you just take Tej no matter where you
That's how
end
it
up?
works. Like, the Bruins took Ryan Donato in the second round when, like, that was a reach.
Especially the Flames. Like, I would think out of all of the lottery teams, the Flames are the most desperate for, like, a single fucking thing. Like, to have anything positive going
Maybe
on.
the Dallas Stars.
Wait.
The Dallas Stars drafted Jerome McGinley, did they not?
That sounds right.
I believe the Dallas Stars drafted Jerome McGinley and traded him to Calgary before his rookie year.
Without looking it up, I'm going to say I feel good about that from you. Let's see. Do you know Jerome McGinley's full name?
I do not. I don't know his full name, but I
know it's a whopper.
I know it's a crazy name. Yeah,
it's Jerome Arthur Lee Adekunle Tej Jr. Elvis.
I knew Elvis
drafted 11th overall by the Dallas Stars.
And what was the trade?
I don't know.
I think, man, Dallas drafting Tej Ginla would be incredible.
December 20th, 1995.
Joe Nieuwendyk.
Flames, along with Corey Millen for Joe Nieuwendyk. Who was then in a contract dispute with the Flames.
Damn. Well, we're gonna do a lot more draft stuff and lottery stuff, but yeah, I'd be happy. I'd be very happy for you, and it'd be exciting for our show if he ended up going to the Sabres. Did any of us have the Ducks on the list?
No.
I am okay with the Ducks getting him if it means that they do the thing that we want them to do, which is
change the uniforms.
Get rid of Trevor Zegras.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Porque no los dos.
They also have to change the uniforms.
Agreed.
Some good reporting from the birthday girl, Emily Kaplan.
Ooh,
today is her
birthday.
It's Emily's birthday, and it is Arda Ocal's birthday.
Wow. Two of the nicest people in the business.
ESPN people who are overdue to come on this show of ours. We must have them. But Emily had a story about his relationship, Macklin Celebrini's relationship with the Golden State Warriors, because Celebrini is the son of Warriors Vice President of Player Health and Performance, Rick Celebrini. And in 2023, Draymond Green and Steve Kerr went to one of his games.
I did know that.
Very exciting stuff from Green. One guy comes out of nowhere and just chucks him, and Mac stumbles over and he comes right back, chucks the guy, doesn't fall. Mac hits him again to make sure the guy falls. He takes off to the penalty box. That's going to suit him going forward. There's always going to be a target on your back. You're the projected number 1 pick, and I'm not waiting on my bruiser to come lay you out. I'm going to lay you out myself. That said everything I needed to know. That sounds like Draymond Green doesn't know puck, but it's still...
absolutely.
It doesn't, bro.
No, probably not.
Draymond Green doesn't know ball.
We did say earlier this season that Draymond Green would be a great fit for the Buffalo Sabres. So Macklin Celebrini going to the Buffalo Sabres in tandem with Draymond Green could fix him.
Everybody loves Draymond. We have some stats on what a pro wants from John Ewing on Twitter. What a Pro Wants ad has aired nearly 1,500 times since its March debut. In the past week, it's aired on national television at least 473 times per Sportico. 106 times were during NBA games, and 212 times were during NHL playoffs. There's a very good chance we saw at least 200 of those NHL playoff ones, and I don't believe that it's only that it's that low.
It seems low. I feel like that commercial has played at least 500 times, at least. And it's kind of crazy that it's played more during the NHL playoffs than it has during the NBA playoffs, considering there are 2 NBA players in that commercial.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't get me anymore. I feel nothing when I see it anymore. I'm desensitized to it.
I think I am too. It's just like I am desensitized to it, but I also can't do it anymore.
It makes me feel nothing. Sean?
It never made me feel anything.
Oh, right. You had a Yeah. I
had a rational opinion on it. I didn't give a shit. And I defended it because everyone was getting so upset about it.
No, it's bad. It's so bad.
It's not worse than basically every other commercial that's on TV.
I disagree, but I also I think that it's become like too big for its own good. Like everybody's talking about it now,
which was always my problem. It was just like people just started talking about it because other people were talking about it. Most people didn't have an opinion.
And now, the more people are going to talk about it, the more they're going to keep running it. I would imagine because it's return on investment for AT&T.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always wonder how that stuff works. Like advertising to me as a former ad guy just seems like a massive waste of money and stuff like that. Because I'm just like, we all know AT&T. Like I'm just going to go wherever's cheaper. I'm not like your commercials aren't doing anything for me. I have Verizon because it was cheaper than AT&T. I'm not going to AT&T for any reason other than you making my phone bill cheaper.
That's how I feel about the milk ads on Leafs jerseys.
Yeah,
why does milk need to spend money on that?
Exactly. Because it's like people that drink milk are already fucking freaks.
I mean, Milk isn't the company that makes milk, is it?
I'm assuming it's like
I think
milk
it's like the dairy farmers of Canada.
Okay.
I had this conversation with Tom Giles recently.
Yeah, like what is that doing for them?
I don't know. But how much money did the dairy farmers of America have in the 90s that they were just fucking getting Bill Clinton to do milk ads? Yeah.
I will say it if they would, we've had the fruit conversation. If they just had something on their jersey that was like you don't drink enough milk, that'd probably be more effective than just something that says milk. Because I'd be like,
yeah,
it giving them the milk FOMO.
Milk,
it doesn't provoke any thought.
Yeah, but I have this conversation with my friends where it's like, I don't think we eat it. Like, how much fruit do you eat? And we were all like, I don't think we eat enough fruit. And so now we all eat more fruit because of that conversation. Because we're forced to acknowledge that we don't do it enough. Not that it exists.
I forgot to share this take during the first round, but the Nashville Predators have the most subtle jersey ads in the entire league, and I think that it's bordering on bad behavior. Because
what is it?
I don't even fucking know.
It's so small.
Because it's so small and it is the same color of the jersey that you can barely even see it on the jersey, which you would think is a good thing, because it's not distracting from the jersey. But if you're gonna do that shit and you're gonna be ashamed to have a jersey ad, just don't sell the jersey ad. I feel like they're trying to be they're trying to play both sides of the fence. So we're gonna have jersey ads, but we're gonna make sure that they don't take away from the experience.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with really any jersey ads. I don't look at any of them and say stupid.
Yeah, that was always. It's just Every time it's the jersey ads, it was the dasher boards, it was just a bunch of stuff that people wanted to be upset about, but ultimately didn't change the experience at all.
I disagree. I just like the jersey ads. I don't like.
I like getting a jersey that has a jersey ad on it though.
Dude,
Like my Knights jersey, which has been retired because they got sucked off. My Knights jersey having whatever ad on it, I think makes it look so much cooler.
You got
I got the Rapid 7 on my JVR.
Rapid 7, yeah.
Rapid 7, like the Rapid 7 is very inoffensive, but like, I think the worst one, like off the top of my head, is probably the Pittsburgh Penguins because they have like it's a blue.
It's the Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I agree with that. That's the thing that's funny to me about the Predators one is, and I'm curious if this was part of the thought process, is that like you're paying all this money. Usually the brands want it to be like very obvious. I'm curious if they were like, we're going to ingratiate ourselves amongst Preds fans by allowing them to by giving them money, but basically not forcing them to show it off. It is weird though,
but I can't even tell you what it is. So
that's
a
probably
waste
a little
of money.
different for Predators fans who are looking at Predators jerseys every day. It's a bank, I believe. I was just looking at it. It's Regions Bank.
Last week we sent ripples throughout the country when we appeared on the #1 sports radio show in the United States of America, Felger and Maserati. We dropped in. We did an hour with them on the Bruins and Leafs. Its host, Mike Felger, got very upset that we kept talking about the Leafs in a conversation about the Bruins and Leafs. And since then, he has been getting hammered with emails either saying, fuck you, those guys were cool, or I hate those bitches, never have them back on again. Here's an email from yesterday. This is like a week later. He's still getting emails.
Subject line, you're an a-hole to your guests. Noah writes in, Felger, is something wrong with you lately? You were such an a-hole to your guests this week, even for your standards. DJ Bean and Pete Blackburn were fine and insightful guests, and I could not believe how unbelievably rude you were to them. Raging a-hole doesn't even do it justice to describe you. The way you talked down to them the entire time and dumped all over what they said because of your preconceived notions of the quote-unquote millennials coming into the studio to grab ass was insufferable. Getting their perspective was actually interesting, instead of getting the same recycled points from you over and over about the Bruins. Interrupting them constantly isn't like some kind of playful jabbing. You come off like a raging a-hole to them. I hope they leave and talk about how big of an a-hole you were to them and how they aren't coming back on the show. I'm guessing that was your goal the entire time because of how open you are to guests in general. Scrap the segment next time or take a sick day next time. There are guests invited. Hope to never have to email you again, Noah. So when are DJ and Pete coming back in? Are they going to come back in this week? Why don't we do you want to bring them in on Wednesday again?
Sure.
Before game 2?
Yeah. Fine. I'm in.
You missed them last week.
It did.
You have to be rude to them because you know why? If you're not rude to them, you know what happens?
Keep talking.
Yeah. This is senseless jibber jabber.
You got to cut them off.
Chit-chat. Johnny the Joke Man.
Johnny the Joke Man. I looked up after. There's no such thing as Johnny the Joke Man. I called Katie that when she was on with us earlier. There's no such thing as Johnny the Joke Man.
I love when people just like make up insulting nicknames like that.
Felger is the king of that. He does Harold Fenefesi. He uses that as like, and you're going to tell me, fine. Then go out and sign Harry Schmedlap from the Dolphins. And he always uses Harry Schmedlap, Harold Fenefesi, apparently Johnny Joe. I cut it off, but he then did another like 2 minutes on, he has this thing with Ryan Seacrest. Remember?
Yeah.
He was like, because you want to be
Ryan Seacrest.
He's like, because you want to be.
Clark.
He's like, yeah, yes. You have to cut DJ off because otherwise he's just going to be Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest has no personality. Like Ryan Seacrest gets a million jobs because all he does is host and like.
It also hasn't been talked about in a decade. What the fuck is Ryan Seacrest up to? I haven't heard from him.
Ryan Seacrest is working, man.
Doing what though?
I don't know.
He does get jobs.
I know. I believe
he
that.
works like crazy.
But I have not seen him anywhere.
That's because you're under the age of like 50.
I was a huge what's it called? American Idol kid growing up, and then big on the New Year's Eve shows.
I think I like Jibber Jabber entering into the lexicon and Johnny the Joke Man.
Jibber Jabber.
We got chit chat, grab ass, and now jabber.
A little jibber jabber. So we are going to go back on tomorrow, which they don't have a lot of guests.
It's crazy.
Shocker. They don't have a lot of guests, but we're going to keep going on with them as long as the Bruins are in the playoffs or until like one of them fucking kills us.
Yeah.
But it was very funny when we were on last week. So this is going to be another good hour. Do we go back in and do the same thing as last time where like in the opening minutes, even when he was trying to be friendly, we were doing like that. We're not here to fucking grab ass with you, Mike.
Yeah, I think we entered into the studio on the defensive.
Yeah.
Which probably has to happen again, and maybe even more so this time because he's getting some pushback on. I bet that he's going to be on the offensive even more this time than he was last time.
Because like people didn't like that, or
because people criticized him for being too mean, so he's going to lean into being mean.
Well, the one thing I'll say is. And he complained about, you got to cut him off because otherwise they're going to do, you know what they love doing? They love doing asides. They love doing these little asides. So we only did one total aside the whole time, and it was me explaining the hot tub effect, which was necessary.
Yeah.
Viewers and listeners we'll wait for the second half hour again. But like, let's
Trojan horse him.
Yeah, let's like get in a few asides.
Okay,
just get in a few asides. His email, by the way, is felger@985thesportshub.com. That's FELGER at 985thesportshub.com, and they do an email of the day. So email him just whatever, and
email him the Porches read.
Yes. DJ Jibber Jabber Bean. Amazing stuff. So we'll be on with them tomorrow, and this evening we will be doing an NHL Draft Lottery stream. I'm so excited for it. And tomorrow we get the Oilers back. Oh man, life is good.
Tune in for the tune in for the lottery stream because we have you saw a few of the guest readers that we had, the guest pitchers. There are some awesome guests lined up for the lottery pitches. So please tune into that later today. And yes, before we get out of here, it's like Spike time. 3, 2, 1. Hit that thumbs up button right below the video player. Give us those thumbs up. Sean was telling me yesterday, hey man, the like spike, it fucking works because everybody in here hits that thumbs up, and the numbers that we used to get on our likes on our videos way lower than now when we do the like spike. So thank you for contributing to the like spike, thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that as well. We want to get those numbers up as well.
Yeah. What's that?
The chat, Gutsy, I'm not sure what his name is. Just said, don't be horny in the emails. And the love of your life said, gonna be horny in email.
Yeah. So I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm not telling you not to be horny in the email. Like,
do whatever you want.
Be direct with like the way you talk to those fine young men. Blah, blah, blah. Also, Zach Hyman can do whatever he wants to me. Okay.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.